Hey guys, welcome back to Sit on Sports, and sorry guys if the camera quality isn't as good as my other videos. I'm recording this on my phone, but in the coming months I will be getting a new camera, so don't worry about that. If you are new to the channel, please like, subscribe and share. I always appreciate it. This is the channel, if you don't know already, that I just talk about Manchester United for the most part and how they're doing so far. And I've kind of missed the last two games, Southampton being the main focus of this video, of course, because this is, as the time of recording, it finished a couple of hours ago, and what a game it was. But also the Liverpool games and Crystal Palace games I'll be going through as a quick recap, just to get myself in the right frame of mind for this discussion, and looking back on all the craziness that happened before then, in despite of the craziness that happened today. Wow, so Liverpool 0-0. Yeah, it was a great performance from us. It's not like the 0-0 of like the Mourinho time when we were just defending just for the sake of defending, and it didn't really look like we could threaten them. But in this time, it was really just everyone just working together, everyone on the same wavelength. Ole Gunnar Solskjaer has to be commended for his defending, his sorting out of the defense as well as the attack. So, yeah, we looked dangerous to counter-attack. I think we could have won that game if our players knew what offside meant. And of course that one big chance being the Smalling one that he could have just put his foot across. But to be fair, Liverpool, you can't really blame them for not getting through our fantastic defence, including Luke Shaw, who has really come into his own. Luke Shaw, he gets the assist for the goal for Lukaku in the Crystal Palace game. The game after that, he pocketed Salah, and he's pocketing Wan-Bissaka. Was it Wan-Bissaka? Oh, Zaha, Wilfried Zaha, of course. Two very good right-sided attackers, and he dealt with them beautifully. But the thing is with Luke Shaw, he looks like he doesn't give a crap. Like, he's one of those players who looks really like a bit too relaxed. But if you see his movement, if you see what he does for the shirt, and that's all we want. And Mourinho certainly rated him. He's got a strong mindset, of course, after the stuff Mourinho said, but also, of course, the injury that hindered him for so long. But now he's coming back into his own, and I'm so glad he's back. I really am. So yeah, Lukaku's got back on the score sheet for Crystal Palace. 2 goals there. Was it 2 goals against Crystal Palace? So what was it? So Lukaku scored first. I completely forgot. I think Lukaku scored 2 in the Crystal Palace and the Southampton game that we just watched. I think the 2 goals where he finessed it into the right hand corner. I'm losing my mental track. Basically, we won 3-1 in that game. Wasn't the most comfortable performance, but it was comfortable enough. It was professional. We scored 2 goals. Crystal Palace responded by 1 goal with very good switching of the play to stretch our defence, and there was nothing really De Gea could do about that. But we didn't let that tremble us. But as in maybe other Mourinho games would have happened. Like the thing is, with Mourinho's style of play, it was sorry to keep on talking about Mourinho, but it's always good to see how we've changed. So it's like 2-0. If we were 2-0 up, we wouldn't go for that extra goal. We wouldn't go for it, and then we could even let the other team come back into the game. A good example is, of course, ironically enough, Southampton in the League Cup final, which is though it was a good game. It was like we were winning 2-0 in the final. Manchester United, we should be comfortable after that, and then we just let Southampton back into the game. And it was 2-2, and they nearly won. But of course, luckily enough, we had Zlatan and them lot. But that wasn't always the case. I think the same happened against Chelsea. Well, even though it was 2-1 at that time. But yeah, you see what I mean. So we have the right frame of mind to keep on going for the attack, but also keeping stern in defence. Smalling has basically taken over the centre-back spot ahead of everyone else alongside Lindelof for now. He did really good in the Chelsea game. He did really good. I said that in the last video against Chelsea. So he's earned the spot in my opinion. But he is a bit shaky, as we saw in this recent game. He nearly gave away a penalty, and some commentators were saying at the start of the Southampton game that it should have been a penalty, and I reluctantly agree. But of course, you could say Southampton got their justice. They got the justice they deserved, because was it Valerie? I don't even know if he's an attacker or not. I think he's a right back. I think, of course, in any circumstance, I think any bottom half team have to defend deep or also counter attack in Old Trafford. and it worked for Burnley, and it nearly worked for Southampton overall. That first goal by Valerie was absolutely sensational. This game was full of top-notch performances in terms of pure technique on the ball and striking it to the top corner. It was ridiculous. And Valerie scored. You couldn't really do anything. You had to respect Southampton for making that goal. You couldn't really moan at anyone you couldn't really moan the players for not trying to stop that. However, you could moan at the players for not in the first 20 minutes taking dominance over the game and letting kind of Southampton get into the game and give them the confidence to have such a strike. So yeah, we were 1-0 down after 20 or so minutes, and by the end of the first half we were building pressure but nothing really substantial, and it was 1-0 to them. But hopefully I was hoping we could have built on that pressure we started to form in the end of the first half, and then we did carry it over to the second half. That's really good. It's always good to have consistency over both halves. We've really gained a lot of that since all the socials come in, and Mike Phelan and everyone else, you know what I mean. We need to keep Mike Phelan. Keep them, because Mike Phelan's always out there, like, you know, when the technical area, like, out, always standing up as if he's the actual manager. But I love it, having Solskjaer just there, like, sitting there, only when in times of proper distress, not proper distress, but when we're behind, like, in the game, we shouldn't really be behind that, or any game, to be fair. So this game was 1-0 against Southampton, not a good look. Ole had to come up, but of course Mike Phelan's always there, showing up, shouting instructions as we go. It's fantastic, such a good coach. Second assistant to Alex Ferguson. I think he learned quite a bit, and I think he has his own tricks right up Old Trafford's alley, to be honest, if that makes any sense. So, Pereira, yes, it is Pereira, Andreas Pereira. So, Andreas Pereira, he had a bit of a hard time. I think people rated him as like, oh, he's come back from loan, let's see what he can do. He was good against in the first game against Leicester, but he kind of disappeared off the wavelength after that Mourinho chaos at the start of the season. And then he came back for the Burnley game under Ole Gunnar Solskjaer, made the mistake that cost us a goal. We nearly lost because of that. Of course, we got a point from that, which was really good. But people were just ready to discredit the guy. Not everyone, but some. Of course, naturally, even myself, I was just like, is Pereira actually good enough then? Like, what's his best position? Does he even know what his best position is? Where is he even supposed to play? Defensive mid? We already got Matic and McTominay, and McTominay's playing brilliant as a replacement for Matic. And of course, we've got loads of injuries and suspensions, which is not good for the top 4 race in the long term. But of course, we got the players to handle it. But Pereira, let's go back to Pereira. Pereira just really just takes initiative and just goes for his own top right strike. And he does it beautifully. You could say it's even better than the Valerie one, but they're both very good. I think De Gea got a hand to the first goal, but too much power, whereas Pereira's one was just pure Brazilian class. Of course, definitely not a bit biased. So I'm so happy for Pereira. He really, I see him on the social media. He really used that to really express his love for the games, even if he's not involved himself. So yeah, I love it. He did well in that game. He did well in the Liverpool game to step up, and even coming on alongside McTominay, they really are forming a stable midfield. Of course, it's never going to be as good as Madge, Herrera, or Pogba. Well, at this recent time, you never know. They could rise up to be replacements or solid replacements. That's what we need. That's what a title-winning or big-winning side needs. We need good backups and a fantastic starting 11. So yeah, it was 1-1. Then it's Lukaku. Yes, Lukaku again scores. He's getting a run in games after, of course, Rashford, Lingard, and Martial were kind of iffy. Because Rashford's back now. He's starting to get back into the swing of things. Lukaku's really... we forget, Lukaku scored a lot of goals at the start of the season. I think I mentioned that in my previous videos. Even though he can be considered a donkey, he was scoring goals against the, you could say, smaller sides. But he was doing it, but he went through just a really horrible patch, probably the worst one of his career so far, to be honest. If you don't count, like, his younger years, but that doesn't count because it's not like he'd risen up before that point. And yeah, and I was at the point where I was like, Lukaku just has to go. But now he's really staking a claim and proving why he should be in the club. That's the good thing about Solskjaer and the coaching staff. They really have brought the best out of everyone. They've given a use for everyone for their game plan. And Lukaku's trying to get into the game plan. He's not really... against Crystal Palace, his goals were typically Lukaku goals. but not in a bad way, in a good way. The style of play that Solskjaer wants to play maybe doesn't suit Lukaku the most, but he's adapting, and Solskjaer's adapting as well. He's not being naive and trying to play this brand of football with everyone. He's trying to play with his first starting 11, but when the injuries start flowing in, he has to adapt with the players coming in. And because these players are top players, you have to give them the right conditions to succeed, and that's what Solskjaer's done so well. Against Crystal Palace, Lukaku got the header. No, not the header. It was like the pinballing headers in the box, and then Lukaku finishes it with his left foot, top right in front of the goalkeeper. And also the other one with Luke Shaw driving into the attacking areas, which we don't see much more. We need to see more of that. But of course, as Solskjaer said, more confidence from Luke Shaw, more driving him into the forward, because I think Luke Shaw already said this, but he's defensively masterclass. He knows how to defend. Simple as that. I don't want to jinx it, obviously, but Salah pocketed. Luke Shaw joins the box, gives it to Lukaku just inside the box. Lukaku's really been practicing those bottom right finesses, because he did that again against Southampton. And yeah, he got his 2-1. GG to him. But the game wasn't done yet. James Ward-Prowse with a spectacular free kick. I was like, was like, what's the point? It's like 30 yards out. I guess he does know how to take a free kick. We're going to penalty in a bit. 2-2. At this point, I was like, we can win this, of course. But of course, Southampton were always going to have the confidence to do something. They scored 2 goals in Old Trafford. They're trying to fight against relegation. Lukaku outside the box finesses it even better than the one against Crystal Palace. Lukaku takes off his shirt, as he should, showing off the weight he's lost. That's what we like. Oh, he was bulking. He was bulking the entire time, just getting that muscle in, yeah? But in all seriousness, Lukaku's done so well. I was so gassed. This game was ridiculous. It made me jump off my seat, even more so than some of the big games. It's kind of mad. GG to Southampton for a brilliant game. But in the end, we had the perseverance. We had the grit. It's these type of games that you should be winning, but they give you surprises here and there. But we managed to get the 3 points in the end. It's those type of games which will help us get into the top 4 race. We're just about in the top 4. Chelsea have 2 games in hand. But even then, it's like we're still there. We're there. Arsenal were picking up the form. So I was quite wary of that. But Arsenal have drawn against Tottenham. We've got Arsenal next. We have a good track record against Arsenal. Don't want to say anything. You never know with football. But yeah, we're in the right. We can do it. We can do, despite the injuries. Solskjaer's proven that even with a second team, he can still pull out of the bag. So yeah, but it's not just Solskjaer, but the whole team. Pogba in the last game specifically. No, all the other games have been brilliant. I think this is his quietest game in a while. But even then, that's not saying much. He didn't do anything bad. You know what I mean? Except missed a penalty. But even then, by then he was 3-2 up. Of course, it would have been nice to let Lukaku get the hat-trick, try to get the hat-trick at least. Of course, lots of people on Instagram saying, why did you do this, do that? Of course, that's naturally going to happen. I was doing that myself. But in the interviews after the game, Lukaku, I think, said, oh, look, Pogba's my mate. Let him have the penalty. He's a penalty taker. It's all right. You'll see even better than him next game. So that's just pure class from Lukaku. Lukaku is probably not best mates, but they're friends. Everyone feels like a team dynamic. They all stick together, and it clearly shows on the pitch, as I've said countless times before. So yeah, I don't have any qualms about that. Okay, it would have been nice to have Lukaku 3 goals, but Lukaku's got 2 braces in 2 games, I think, and he's now second top scorer ahead of Pogba, and Pogba's already top scorer, which is ridiculous from a centre mid position. Pogba really is one of the best midfielders in the world. Lukaku really is picking up the form again. He might even be a top scorer, believe it or not. It's mad. You say it's mad, but the season before, he had one of his best seasons yet in terms of goal scoring. Of course, maybe not as good at goals, maybe, but you could say he wasn't getting the service. And even though Lukaku has struggled this season, he's picking it up, and he's arguably, he could, even if he carries on like this, Lukaku, even if he gets a sub here, even if he's still a substitute, which I think he still should be, Rashford. I think even though Rashford wasn't the best in this game, he only came back from an injury, and when Rashford gains form, he's unplayable. So yeah, unfortunate for Lukaku, but Lukaku, you never know. It's always nice to have a different systems, different ways of playing. Lukaku, Rashford could be a good partnership if they continue to build on that. I saw some glimpses, but not quite the partnership there yet. You never know. But yeah, Rashford should start. But Lukaku, even as a substitute, we've seen he can do it as well. So he can be the social, as loads of people were saying. But nevertheless, whatever happens, I think we have a good squad. Lingard, Martial, hopefully they come back soon. But if they don't, it's going to be really hard to beat PSG. But you never know. You never know. That's what Solskjaer's made us believe. They've made us believe in Manchester United again. And so with that said, thanks guys for watching. If you have watched for this long, I really appreciate it. As I said before, like, comment, subscribe, share for more content like this. And let me know below what type of content you want. There's constructive criticism, I don't mind. It's always good to have your feedback. I might do a separate new video saying who's going to be the top scorer at Manchester United, because it seems pretty balanced now. No, I'll make a poll in the description below. Take part in that poll. I'm going to mention it. Yeah, so who's going to be the top scorer of this season? I think I'm going to give a few options there. So it's quite close there. So yeah, see you guys next time. Bye. Hey,